Okay, now let's talk about buying traffic. Now, many people are familiar with how to buy traffic back with the pay-per-click. It's kind of like training for traffic buying for new marketers and newbies. And then a lot of people graduated to CPV and media buying, banner advertising, and things like that from pay-per-click. And a lot of people still, swear by pay-per-click. However, with this type of pay-per-view traffic, we have a great opportunity that's not really possible with some of the other tactics, and it's called it's really described as having the ability to bid on actual URL. And this, what I mean by that is you're bidding on a keyword, and you can or a URL, and you can bid exactly on that URL if it was a pop up in someone's browser. This is pretty much due to the way that the AdWare decides where to show the advertisements. The little AdWare bots have to kind of figure out what to show your squeeze page for, and you're going to tell exactly how to do that based on the criteria that you set up. Now, the majority of the AdWord networks, they read, like I said earlier, they read and scan your URL for what you're bidding on. So, example, if I were to bid on the keyword Apple, all the URLs with the word Apple would be potential triggers for my advertisement. And now this could be a good and a bad thing, because it doesn't matter where in the URL your keyword appears, as long as the URL has the word Apple in it, my ad would be triggered, and that would cost me money. So you have, so for example, let's take a look at this right here. These triggers. We have www.applediet.com. Right now, let's say that's the perfect type of site I was looking for, sort of Apple. If the Apple diet was a new type of thing, but this also means that this is just an example. If there were a site like this, like a government type site that had Apple research in it, well, guess what? My ad would be triggered as well, and I'd be paying for all the government type of people or whoever it is that's going to this site. My ad will be popping up, annoying them, not being very targeted, and wasting their time and wasting my money. And that's not what you want. So if you were to bid on just the keyword Apple, my advertisement would only show up for URLs with the word Apple in it. And this would exclude certain sites, like if it was Apple-Diet. Let's say the URL had Apple-Diet in it. Okay, my ads wouldn't even show, and that's the one that I wanted to show for. And this is because of the hyphen between the words. This would also exclude websites with words in it that are in separate places in the URL. So let's say I want an Apple diet, but it was like Apple in the beginning, and it was at ediets.com, something like that, or apple.ediet.com. It still would exclude it. So you really gotta format these URLs in a way that you get exactly what you're paying for, and you can get exactly the type of traffic that you're going for. And the best way to do that is to bid on the exact website URLs. This will cut down some of the confusion and mistake traffic, I call it, from just bidding on keywords. And this also includes, don't just think of home pages. Some people say, well, if I bid on Dell.com, I'm going to get all kinds of, it's going to be crazy traffic. Or eBay. Let's say if somebody bid on eBay.com, how much traffic would they be getting that wouldn't even be converting because it's not that targeted? Well, with this type of traffic method, CPV traffic, you can bid on deep links. So not just eBay, but you could bid on eBay /computers and technology /laptops /Sony laptops /Sony, what is the thing called? Vaio laptop /model number. Okay? Now you've targeted all the way down to a specific page within eBay's, a deep link within eBay that only has Sony laptops in it. So if anybody is on the eBay category looking at Sony laptops up for bid, right, your pop-up can pop up and say, win a free Sony laptop. How many conversions do you think? Win a free laptop, enter your zip code here. And that could be one of your opt-ins if you're just doing straight CPA offers. If you have a squeeze page that you've created using the formula, and let's just say it's a different market, let's say you're looking at entrepreneur.com. Somebody's looking at entrepreneur.com, and you want to do a deep link all the way into, let's say you have a hot dog stand course. Well, you can go into entrepreneur.com. Instead of linking to the home page, you could deep link all the way to the book they have on franchises, or vending businesses, and then for right when that person hits that link, boom, up pops up your squeeze page that you've gone through and run through our process with bullet points on what they need to know about starting a vending business or a hot dog stand or some type of franchise. Opt in now to get a free, franchise Bible or whatever it is that you create. You will get a lot of conversions because that's a very targeted, highly niched squeeze page that you've optimized that's giving them right what they want when they want it. Like I like to call it psychic marketing, and it's very powerful. Now your the key to making this work is you have to bid on a lot of URLs, a lot of targeted URLs. You don't want to just throw generic Apple.com, Dell.com, eBay.com out there. And definitely not Facebook.com. You'll get more You'll be broke in like 2 seconds, literally, if you just bid on the word the domain name Facebook.com. But you want a deep link. You want a deep link, and you want to be very targeted. And then you have to scrape. You have to have a method of scraping URLs. Scraping means sucking off URLs off of the websites and into your system. And you have tools that can do that. One of them I'll show you when we get to the search engine scraping section, and we'll go from there. So the first type of scraping we want to look at is Alexa, Alexa.com. We're going to look at how to scrape Alexa.com for URLs. Okay, so here we are at Alexa. Now, just like we did earlier, what you want to do is go to the top sites section of Alexa. And what we're trying to do is scrape URLs for a targeted niche. So let's say we're in the health and fitness niche. Once you go to top sites, you want to go to by category at the top right here. And from here, you can come down and you'll see health right here. And so we would go into health. And then they have sub niches. You can start just directly from health, start getting these, or you can refine it down to weight loss, for example. Now that we're within the weight loss section, we will want to get these sites: Weight Watchers, calorie count at about. See, this is a perfect example. If you were to just target about.com, you would just get a ton of generic traffic. But by adding this entire URL, you're almost deep linking within about to the calorie count page. Calorie King, weight loss for all. These are 3fatchicks.com. These are the URLs you will just be copy pasting and you'll put into your notepad, and that is the first way to get the URLs from Alexa. The second way you already know is to go and get their top 1 million list. If you missed that module, I'm not going to go through the entire process again. It's in the beginning of the course, but you can just put Alexa top 1 million list in Google, and let's see, here it is. Download Alexa's top 1 million list. I don't have the exact link in front of me because it was in the earlier module. Here it is. If you want to copy it down again and you missed that module, it's http://s3.amazon.aws.com/alexa-static/top-1m.csv.zip. It's an absolutely free CSV file. What you have to do is to utilize the find feature, you basically have to open it up and do the search find just like we explained earlier. So if we were looking for, you can press Control F when it opens, and then let's say we're looking for a diet. You'll just do diet. You type it in after you press Control F, and then you say find next, and then one URL will be selected. Then you can copy that one into your master list, and then you just press find next, and it'll go through and find the next one, copy that URL in, and keep moving along until you've scraped off everything out of that list, and you combine that with the list that you just had, and you'll be good to go. You'll have your Alexa. Alexa will be fully scraped, and those keywords, those URLs, you'll be able to use in your campaign. Next, we want to learn. I'm going to show you how to scrape Quantcast. Quantcast.com is a great resource for researching, like we already used earlier for demographics. But you can also use Quantcast for their related sites. And I showed you earlier how they had a top sites list as well. You want to go ahead and use that top 1 million sites. Theirs is at www.quantcast.com/quantcast-top-million.zip. And then you want to do the same thing. Go through their file and pull off the targeted URLs that will work for your campaign and put it in your master list so that you can have that all together. Now, one method that you might not know, and I don't know if you gathered this from earlier, I showed it to you, but we were talking about something different, so it might not have clicked for you. If you go to something like let's say South Beach Diet, and we're looking for more URLs in this niche, aside from getting the top million list from Quantcast, you can come here and put any URL at the top and get audience also likes, and then you'll see they like Jillian Michaels, Diet.com, eDiets, Everyday Help. These are also sites that you can come and pull in, and you can just keep going deeper and deeper. For example, if we click on mycaloriecounter.com, their site pops up, and here's even more URLs over here. Calorie King, Jillian Michaels again. You'll see some overlap, but if you click on Calorie King, let's see what pops up there. We have even more now. You see Jillian Michaels is on every page, so we would definitely want to take a look at hers. And Spark People, Nutrisystem. So you'll go through and just keep clicking through, gathering these URLs from Quantcast as well. The final way to scrape URLs and to get URLs to use for your campaign is to use the search engines. So in this case, we would just come into the search engine and put your main broad word, which is diet, and you would see what comes up. You see we have diet.com, WebMD. What you're going to need to use is a web scraper, and the web scraper, like I recommended earlier, you want to go to Matt Harward. It's HARWARD.com. If you come here, Matt's site is all about advertising. You come down here on the side, he'll have something called My Software, and here it is laser URL free. You click that and you can get your copy. Let's see here, Firefox. You'll get it absolutely free. What this tool does is it finds URL for a given set of keywords. So you can just, instead of going through Google yourself manually, you can enter the keyword, and for those related, and it'll just go ahead and pull them off. And it, like it says right here, it's extremely useful for generating keywords seeds for laser keyword generator, but laser URL it says it's targeted for CPV advertising as well. Get that, you can't beat it, it's free, and it'll get you all the URLs you need right off of Google using the keywords that you supply. Word of warning, whenever you use one of these scraper tools, it doesn't matter which one it is, there's always a risk of getting your IP temporarily blocked. But this happens because you'll be doing multiple queries at the same time, and it'll cause your IP address to kind of a red flag to raise with the search engines. It doesn't always happen, but depending on the scraper you use, if you use this one, you may not run into that, but you should also look into using a proxy if you're going to do this for a long term, and you just want to protect your IP address. Other than that, you should be good to go, and you'll have all of the URLs you need to bid on now. So let's take a look at actually how we're going to buy this traffic.